power bills in the city will be cheaper next month as both utilities lower the fuel clause charge. Hong Kong and mainland stocks extend gains in bull run, with Hang Seng index breaking through the 25,900 mark. And a new paperless system sharing eye exam records brings less hassle for eye patients in public hospitals. Good evening, you're watching A Cable News. I'm Evelyn Bai. Hong Kongers will see cheaper electricity bills next month as the city's two power suppliers lower their fuel charges. A typical family of three living on Hong Kong Island will pay about $30 less than they did back in January. Jamie Liu has more.
By September, both utility companies will have lowered their fuel surcharges, one of the fees that make up the total power bill for at least 4 straight months. Hong Kong Electric, which powers Hong Kong Island, will reduce its fuel clause charge for September to 32.9 cents per unit of electricity, down 3.8 cents from August. This will lower the average net tariff to just around $1.56 per unit of electricity, 6.7% less than that in January. Hong Kong Electric gave an example of a typical 3-person household using 275 units of electricity per month. After deducting government subsidies, the household will pay $30.80 less for power bills in September compared to that in January, marking a 9.9% decrease. CLP Power, which supplies Kowloon and the New Territories, slightly cut its fuel cost adjustment to 42.9 cents per unit of electricity for September. This will push down the average net tariff to $1.41 per unit, 2.4% lower than early this year. In a statement, HK Electric warned that due to ongoing geopolitical uncertainties, fuel prices could be volatile in the coming months, and it pledged to manage fuel costs responsibly. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
The Electrical and Mechanical Services Department has initially ruled out fixed electrical installations or appliances as the cause of the fire that resulted in 1 death at Middle Apartments in North Point. Meanwhile, the Institute of Surveyors said problems between ownership and the owner's corporation have hindered the fire safety improvements in the 67-year-old building. The building's elevators have remained out of service since the fire last Saturday, forcing residents to take the stairs. The blaze occurred in a unit on the 14th floor, which had been partitioned into 8 subdivided units, with no sprinkler system, according to a district councillor. Over the past 7 years, the Buildings Department has issued several compulsory inspection orders, but these have been delayed as the owner's corporation is still applying for fire safety improvement subsidies. A meeting involving the owner's corporation, engineering consultants, and the Urban Renewal Authority is scheduled this week. Taking to the airwaves, Nathan Lee, chairman of the Institute's Building Surveying Division, noted that internal disputes and leadership changes within the owner's corporations further slow progress. The pandemic also delayed meetings and maintenance work. On the technical front, installing 5 sprinkler tanks in old buildings poses challenges due to structural and ownership constraints, often leaving no suitable space for installation, Lee said. He suggested that the Fire Services Department adopt flexible approaches, such as allowing smaller tanks. As the basic housing units bill has yet to be implemented, he urged the installation of smoke detectors in subdivided flats and conducting regular fire drills to protect residents. Eye patients under the hospital authority no longer need to carry around stacks of printed scans or worry about lost records. With a new paperless system now in place, their medical images can be shared instantly among hospitals, making follow-up smoother and research easier. Jamie Liu tells us more.
Eye checkups often come with a lot of scans and images, but the printed copies do not hold up well over time and are a hassle to share among hospitals. In recent years, the HA has linked up over 250 eye examination machines from 12 hospitals under 7 clusters, uploading their results, such as eyesight and eye pressure, into a central digital system. The system assigns each patient's file a unique QR code, allowing doctors from different hospitals and specialties to view the records. The HA said this will make things easier for patients who need to switch hospitals, help gather statistics, and reduce the chance of mistakes.
These images in the long term, we are going to share it in the electronic health record, which should be made available as part of the diagnosis for the private sector as well.
Currently, the system stores eye images for common conditions such as eye strokes, macular degeneration, and glaucoma. In the next phase, to be rolled out by the end of the year, more types of eye checks will be included. Looking ahead, the HA plans to bring in AI to help doctors analyze electronic eye records more efficiently and spot problems faster. It is also exploring a virtual eye clinic platform so patients can get follow-up assessments without seeing the doctors in person. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
The central government formally designated 15 state key laboratories in the city, seen as the country's recognition of Hong Kong's scientific research capabilities. The state key laboratories in Hong Kong plaque presentation ceremony was held at the central government office, awarding to 15 national key laboratories managed by 5 local universities. The Innovation and Technology Commission provides annual funding of $20 million to each laboratory, which has commenced operations on July 1st. Minister of Science and Technology Yin He-jun said, the SAR should do its part in turning the city into an international innovation and technology center and supporting the nation's development. Chief Executive John Lee also highlighted Hong Kong's growing research and development capabilities, hoping the recognition will further promote collaboration between domestic and overseas research institutions, plus contribute to the nation's development into a technological powerhouse. The government has accepted applications from 9 licensed billiard establishments for relaxation of entry restrictions. The Leisure and Cultural Services Department received a total of 32 applications for relaxed entry rules, which include lowering the minimum age limit from 16 to 8 years old, extending the permitted stay for younger patrons until 11 p.m. compared with the previous 8 p.m. cutoff, as well as permitting persons in school uniforms to enter the premises. The 9 approved establishments are located in Mong Kok, Tsim Sha Tsui East, Tsuen Wan, Sheung Wan, etc. The initiative is designed to promote the development of billiard sports by making it more accessible to a younger audience in Hong Kong. A man in his 50s was found dead under a bridge on Hang Seng Western Highway. The police is investigating the case as suspected murder. The victim's body was covered with a tent. A nearby 7-seater car with bloodstains was also found. The vehicle's owner is assisting with the police investigation. The incident was reported at around 6 a.m. when a member of the public found the unconscious man under the bridge on Yik Yun Road in Tuen Mun, with injuries to the back of his head and bloodstains over his body. The man was certified dead at the scene. The New Territories North Regional Crime Unit has launched an investigation into the murder case. France's foreign ministry has summoned the U.S. ambassador to the country, Charles Kushner, after he authored a letter accusing the French government of a lack of sufficient action in confronting anti-Semitism. Anna Chen has the story.
Kushner published the open letter to French President Emmanuel Macron in the Wall Street Journal, alleging France had failed to do enough to stem anti-Semitic violence. Kushner noted French government statements about recognizing a Palestinian state have fueled anti-Semitic incidents in France, and he was deeply concerned. In France, not a day passes without Jews assaulted in the street, synagogues or schools defaced, or Jewish-owned businesses vandalized, he added, urging Macron to more urgently enforce hate crime laws and tone down criticism of Israel. In response, French Foreign Ministry firmly refuted the allegations, which were deemed unacceptable, stating that the 1961 Vienna Convention meant ambassadors were not permitted to interfere in a country's internal affairs. Kushner is Jewish and whose son is married to U.S. President Donald Trump's daughter Ivanka, who converted to Judaism before their wedding. France is home to Western Europe's largest Jewish population at around 500,000 people, as well as a significant Muslim community sensitive to the plight of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Macron's announcement that France would formally recognize a Palestinian state in September drew a swift rebuke from Israel at the time. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier also sent a letter to Macron, accusing him of contributing to anti-Semitism by calling for international recognition of a Palestinian state. Anna Chang, Cable News.
As part of U.S. President Donald Trump's anti-crime agenda, National Guard members deployed to Washington, D.C. have started carrying firearms. Trump threatened to send the federal soldiers to more cities, such as New York, Baltimore, and Chicago. As seen from photos taken by the Associated Press, federal officials confirmed that some National Guard troops in the U.S. Capitol will be armed with M17 pistols or M4 rifles. But they can only use the weapons to protect themselves or as a last resort if there is an imminent threat to their safety. With Trump eyeing Chicago as the next target, the Defense Department is reportedly planning a deployment to the city as soon as September. The president also named more cities as targets, such as New York and Baltimore. Fox News reported that up to 1,700 National Guardsmen will be mobilized in 19 states in the coming weeks to assist the Department of Homeland Security with crackdown on illegal immigration and crime. Shares in both mainland and Hong Kong rallied on Monday, with key benchmarks hitting multi-year highs, as U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaled a possible rate cut in the following month. Following Powell's hint on Friday that interest rates could head lower to support the economy, the Hang Seng index rose 490 points after reaching as much as 579 points to break through the 25,900 mark. Daily turnover reached $369.6 billion, the highest in 4 months. The blooming market activity helped lift shares of Hong Kong exchanges and clearing by 3%, reaching a more than 3-year high. Stocks in the mainland also saw significant gains, as the Shanghai Composite Index closed at a day's high, up 1.5%, while the Shenzhen Component Index gained 2.26%. The total trading volume on the Shanghai and Shenzhen exchanges reached 3.14 trillion yuan, the second highest on record. With Shanghai's relaxed certain property market policies, property developer Vanke saw its shares jumped 10%. Now let's take a look at the top ATIC stocks of the day. Alibaba was up $6.50. SMIC was up 90 cents. Meituan was up $3.90. Xiaomi was up 95 cents. On to the weather now. Mainly cloudy with a few showers. The minimum temperature will be about 28 degrees tomorrow morning. Hot with sunny periods during the day. The maximum temperature will be about around 32 degrees in the urban areas. Hot with a few showers on Wednesday. That's our news tonight. I'm Evelyn Bai. Thanks for watching and good night.